you get to see it. This wasn't created by me. This is actuality of things that's happening in the city and the state of Ohio. I've told you about Cleveland. The police officers, for whatever the reasons, the killings against African Americans are at its highest in the state of Ohio. More than any place in the country. The state of Ohio has more deaths of African Americans by the hands of police officers than any place on the country. Now, on my other page, I kind of did it at the tail end of my live chat. So if you saw that, you saw a bonus, a nugget. But I was going to do this on this channel so you get to see it in its entirety. People have been crying out about this forever. But let's look at it. If you go to mappingpoliceviolence.org, it lists the name of all the Columbus citizens killed by the Columbus Police Department, CPD. Despite only 27.6% of Columbus population being black, 83.3% of all people killed by cops were black. It's only 27.6% black in the city of Columbus. From 2013 to 2016, the Columbus police have killed 24 people. 20 of them have been black. Now here it doesn't say they were guilty of the crime or what they've done. But that's a large number. And you see that? Often the police, what it says, let's go to here first. Out of the 15 largest U.S. cities, Columbus ranks number 1 in percentage of police killing black people. Columbus, Ohio, y'all. Often the police and their allies will excuse the high rates of police violence against black people by claiming they are just trying to stop black-on-black crime. A phrase popularized in the 80s under Ronald Reagan as the United States president created the world's largest prison industrial complex. Police shootings of black people are not reflective of high black-on-black crime rates. They are not the result of the police department's attempt to protect poor communities. A report from mappingpoliceviolence.org points out there is no relationship between police killings and black and community violent crime rates. Nationally, fewer than a third of black people killed by the police in the U.S. were suspected of a violent crime or allegedly armed. The mappingpoliceviolence.org project found that black people were 39% of the people killed by the police department in the 100 largest cities, despite only 21% of the population in their jurisdiction. The number was even higher for the killing of unarmed people. 50% of the unarmed people were black. An unarmed black person was 4 times more likely to be killed than an unarmed white person. Columbus not only reflects but amplifies these national patterns of police shootings of black residents. While a large multiracial coalition is outraged by the shootings and statistics of the city, leaders seem to have embraced the killing practice Local Black Lives Matter activists were stunned when the Columbus Dispatch reported on February 24, 2017, that the controversial Summer Safety Initiative would be extended as a year-round police tactic. And here's how the Dispatch described it. And they described it as a initiative that blitzes high crime neighborhoods with police officers. The Free Press had pointed out that the overwhelmingly that these officers are white, many are plainclothes and undercover, terrorizing most black neighborhoods. They serve more of a occupying army or a political intelligence unit and a authoritarian type of regime. In an obvious gesture of support for Columbus, law enforcement and abusive brush off the Black Lives Matter movement, Columbus Mayor Andy Gritner announced the expansion of one of the nation's most violent police programs at the Columbus Police Academy at his State of the City address. All of this, despite Columbus City Council President Zach Klein promised the people justice project during his 2016 campaign in Franklin County. The prosecutor would review the Summer Safety Initiative and all of these shutdowns at city council meetings, but we all know how that go. None of that panned out in 2016 during the case of Henry Green, when two undercover officers working in the Lennon area in an unmarked vehicle approached 23-year-old Henry Green and a friend walking in their own neighborhood. Witnesses say Green was holding a gun, but there was no reason for the officers to shoot him to death. And in doing so, shoot up the neighborhood, The officers claim they fear for their lives. The autopsy report showed that Columbus police shot Green 7 times. Officer Zachary Rosine fired 15 shots, and his partner, Officer Jason Briere, fired 7 shots at Green. Houses in the vicinity were full of bullet holes. Adrian Hood, Green's mother, spoke to the police investigator after the shooting. Hood said it seemed surprised when he discovered Henry had no prior record and was not wanted for anything. That's very shocking. According to Dispatch, Columbus police tactics questioned in the shootout about Henry Green when he died is predominantly black neighborhoods. These officers are called jump out boys, in a term that's mean to be used for decades to describe tactic police use to fight gang or gun crimes. Many departments in those areas in Miami and Los Angeles have banned the practice of having undercover officers spring from unmarked cars because they say it makes the community feel less safe. Some residents want summer programming police to just go away. In 2015, community surveyed by police found more than 60% of the residents think the summer police program does not improve the level of safety in their neighborhood. 70% want the police to work harder to create relationships with the residents. That's what they're supposed to do, right? A grand jury refused to indict the officers, Bear and Rosen, the 2 officers responsible for Green's death, in a March 24th decision. Since then, on April 8th, Officer Rosen was caught on video viciously kicking a man already in handcuffs as he laid on the ground. Rosen was reassigned to desk duty. The NAACP is calling for a federal investigation. Up next is Officer Bryant Mason. Grand jury trial for gunning down a 13-year-old Tyree King as he ran away in his 9-year-old 9 years on the force. Mason has already shot a total of 4 civilians and 2 has died. Activists are so outraged over the January 14th death of Jerron Thomas after he called 911 dispatcher saying, "I keep hearing these voices." Thomas, 36, suffered from mental illness and told dispatchers that he needed an ambulance. Instead, police was sent to his residence. The officers claimed it sounded like Thomas fell down a flight of stairs just before they exiting the door and running outside. Police reported that he began to struggle with the officers, who struck him twice on the side of his face and also kneed him. 3 officers took Thomas into custody, awaiting paramedics to arrive. On the way to the hospital, Thomas' heart stopped and he died in the hospital a few days later. The law firm representing Thomas' estate, Walton Brown, issued a statement saying Thomas suffered from severe brain damage, head contusions, a blood clot near his sternum, at least 1 broken rib, and other injuries. Black Lives Matter activists are skeptical of the police accounts that Thomas fell down some stairs. Green, King, and Thomas were all black men. As resentment against the Columbus Police Department and it builds up in the poor and minority communities, concerns mounts over the mystery over these Dashcam videos. Police Chief Kim Jacobs confessed on March 1st that an employee of the Columbus Division of the Police accidentally deleted 100,000 dashboard cam videos. Chief Jacobs confirmed at a press conference that most of the files were from 2015 and concedes that 1 out of every 4 of the files were deleted was relevant to criminal matters. Wow, they should have been shut down. The community's response to the Columbus police shooting and tactics were spawned several local activist groups, Columbus Citizens for Police Review, my goodness, beginning 2 years ago with a petition to initiate a civilian review board of the Columbus Police. The group did not gather enough signatures for a ballot initiatively, but currently remains very active, holding meetings and training sessions for activists. Standing Up for Racial Justice is a new self-professed group of white people to act as part of a multiracial majority for racial justice. The People's Justice Project is a national movement for community control and police accountability that has taken on police shootings as one of their main issues in Columbus. Are you guys still there? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, I guess we're back. I hope you guys can still hear me. I don't know why it flipped on me. Okay, there we go. While the Columbus City Council has acted with restraint in dealing with the situation, dealing with demonstrators, and the town hall meetings, policing tactics have continued to be aggressive against anti-police violent protesters. The organizer of the anti-police brutal rally last year and appeared to be targeted by the police for arrest, the Free Press attached a Dashcam video to clearly demonstrate that police were tracking him by name and ended up arresting him. At a large Black Lives Matter protest and march last fall, police and horseback surrounded activists outside the courtroom downtown. The police surged forward with horses, panicking demonstrators and arresting Verbers Vegas, claiming he attacked a horse during a nighttime action near an Ohio state house. Anti-Trump protesters sat down in the street. Police excessively sprayed pepper spray and mace into the crowd, hitting young children. One activist noted that the police followed her and got her in the face to spray her, causing her great pain, ruined her contact lens, and has prominently been at many Black Lives Matter actions. On April the 26th, Columbus police shot and killed an unarmed man while attempting to arrest him. Jason Christensen, who was white and 32 years old, had outstanding traffic warrants. Columbus police spokesperson said that Christian did not want to get out of his car. He pulled the car in gear and tried to get away. Those who have traffic tickets are not eligible for the death penalty. It is also legal to open carry in Ohio. Even if you're a black man in a poor neighborhood, the Supreme Court has ruled that police cannot shoot people running away unless they pose an imminent threat. When people need mental health assistance, they should not be beaten to death. That is the rule. As we last looked, the First Amendment still applies to demonstrators. Even the Trump's America, we need to stop the police violence and killings and hold our officers and elected officials accountable. Now we will look at the chart. This chart shows the rate that police kill black people. The rate that police kill black people in the United States' 15 largest cities per every million black person. This is the percent. Columbus, 91.9%. San Antonio, 84%. Phoenix, 69.1%. San Francisco, 64.1%. Los Angeles, 60.5%. Indianapolis, 58.3%. Jacksonville, 56.6%. Chicago, 53.9%. Houston, 51.4%. San Jose, 36.4%. Dallas, 34%. Austin, 32.9%. New York, 19.9%. Philadelphia, 18.6%. San Diego, 12.1%. Now, let's look at police killing black people in Ohio's major cities and the percentage of the black population. As you see, the city of Cincinnati is 52.9%. The city of Cleveland, 28.8%. Toledo, 26%. Now, let's see how many are black. Remember what I told you all about Cleveland? Where's the highest percentage? 52.4. 27.6 in Columbus. 44.5 in Cincinnati. So Cincinnati and Cleveland, if you're black, this is the black population. And this is the number. Columbus is at 91.9 because they have a very few amount of blacks there. But the people that got killed, 20 of them were black. Out of 24 out of 24 killings that they did, 20 of the people that died were black from the police shootings. There's a major problem in Ohio. A major problem in Ohio. So you wouldn't think this is something I just made up myself. You can go to mappingpoliceviolence.org and check it out yourself. I'm out.